Welcome to my next Lost Season 2 episode review video. Before I get into that, though, pretty important, if you are caught up to the point where I am every watch you're watching Lost, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention as well as put in the description. If that happens to be the case, you find that you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. Now, for all of you out there that are wondering, I've already seen Lost all the way through 3 times. The last couple times I've watched the show Lost, I haven't really let it resonate. I've been binging it, and when you binge stuff, in my opinion, you don't really retain a lot of the information. You retain some things, but not everything. So I want to take my time with watching it again, and then covering on the channel. But I'm not the only one that's currently watching Lost. The legendary Crazy Coffee Man, who you see in my comment section for various videos of Lucifer, Dexter, and Breaking Bad, is actually watching Lost for the first time. So join us on the journey and let's discuss this awesome and amazing show, but please no spoilers past this episode due to the fact that Crazy Coffee Man is watching Lost for the very first time. He might be a few episodes ahead, but we don't want to spoil anything by accident, so please follow those rules. With all that said, this will be Lost Season 2, Episode 15. The title of this episode is called Maternity Leave, and this will be my review reaction recap after just finishing watch the episode. Claire strolls the beach trying to calm an unsettled Aaron, but becomes worried when she notices that he is developing a fever. Then she asks for the help of John Locke, who offers to get Jack from the Swan Station, the hatch. She waits by her tent. John Locke informs Jack of the events, and the two swap shifts so Jack can tend to Claire and baby Aaron. Claire hears a noise and turns to find not Jack, but Russo. Remembering the last time Russo came near Aaron, Claire shouts at the French woman to get away from her. When Russo comments that Aaron is sick and that Claire doesn't remember, she experiences a series of extremely short flashbulb memories from times she cannot accurately recall. Amongst many images, she sees a syringe, a teenage girl, and herself scratching Danielle Russo's arm. And she's kind of stunned. Kate intervenes, forcing Russo to leave at once. As Kate moves to see if Claire is all right, the young mother tells her that Russo had said there's something wrong with him. With Jack back from the Swan Station, Claire argues with him that something could be terribly wrong with Aaron's health. Though she tells Jack she's okay, she still seems extremely worried. The next morning, Claire seeks Libby. As a psychologist, she believes Libby can help cause some kind of memory regression, allowing her to remember what happened in the jungle after Ethan abducted her. Henry is still treated as a prisoner, although Locke gives him a book to pass the time. Jack and Locke then argue on what the long-term plan is with Henry, but Jack says they don't have a plan for the button yet. They keep pushing it. Jack asks John Locke to tell him a better plan, and Locke has no answer, but someone else does. How about you let me go? Henry Gale calls from the armory. He's heard everything. Claire and Libby sit meditating, flashes of memory once more overcome. And then we have a Claire flashback where Claire lies in a medical room as her physical state is examined, casually discussing her baby. As the doctor revives medicine, he is revealed as Claire's kidnapper, Ethan, injecting uses a syringe, and then a shocking sensation that causes her to jump back into reality. Claire screams, shouting that she remembers Ethan, ordering Libby to do the technique again. She is warned that her memory could simply be combining experiences of other memories in the past blended together, but is adamant that what she saw was real and that she was drugged and given something. Now fully convinced that Aaron is sick, Claire proclaims that she needs to find the room in her flashback. She asks that Kate help her. Mr. Echo cuts down a tree before heading to the hatch to ask John Locke if he can borrow a saw. While there, he seems to hear Jack hiding Henry Gale. Sawyer is visited by Kate, who asks that he give her a gun. Sawyer calls Kate Thelma. On his refusal, she grudgingly admits that Claire is attempting to find Russo so she can find some important medicine for Aaron. Sawyer acknowledges that the mission is strictly no boys allowed, or he acknowledges the fact that the mission is no boys allowed and offers Kate a choice of a firearm. So Sawyer is going to cooperate with Kate. Claire hands Aaron over to Son. Get some water in me. Who debates that a mother should not leave her child. Claire retorts by asking Son if she's a mother, to which she replies, no. As Claire prepares to leave, Son's words are you sure you want to do this? Trigger another flashback memory in her mind of Ethan and the medical room. Claire is again in the medical room now, notably more delirious. Ethan once again injects her with a substance and a drugged Claire makes no attempt to stop him. She is then led along a corridor outside, noticing both a hatch doorway and a Dharma logo. Ethan brings her to a nursery room, which is filled with colorful toys and pictures. She wonders about Charlie, and Ethan explains that he let him go back. Moving towards a crib, Claire turns on a mobile covered in a toy airplane. As the music plays, Ethan excuses himself to speak to the man who took Walt from the raft, shown clean-shaven and dressed in clean clothes for the first time. He verbally scolds Ethan for not following his orders in making a list before kidnapping Claire, and the two argue as Ethan defends himself by pointing out that the survivors had a flight manifest. Before he closes the door, Claire overhears the man speaking about him and worryingly about what might happen when he finds out. And then Claire walks away from Son just as Kate arrives ready to leave. Kissing Aaron goodbye, the two leave to find Russo. Kate and Claire find the French woman by following her tracks, and Claire pretends that she fully remembers what happened to her. Interfering between the short flashes of memory she has seen, she orders Russo to take her back to where she scratched her, and Russo agrees, commenting that it is not far from their current location. Mr. Echo reveals to Jack that he knows there is a man in the hatch, or the Swan Station, the Swan. He asks to speak to him alone, implies that if Jack doesn't agree, he will share his secret with the rest of the group. Russo stops in the middle of the undergrowth, telling Claire and Kate that they are here, the place where Claire scratched her. She asks Claire where to go next, but Claire shouts back that Danielle Russo should know, stating that she scratched her because she was trying to take Claire back to the others. And then Russo realizes, my lips are extremely dry right now, so I gotta have some sort of liquid in me. But she realizes that Claire does not accurately remember what happened, calling her a liar for making her bring the three out this far. As she grabs Claire, Kate pulls out a gun, but Russo moves toward it, pleading for Kate to do it. Meanwhile, Claire has run out into the jungle and notices a familiar tree stump, remembering her conversation there with Ethan. Claire finishes crocheting a sock for her and the unborn baby. This is back to the flashback. Ethan enters and sneaks her out for a walk. They stop at a tree stump, sitting down as Claire hobbles about as the result of the drugs. Ethan offers her a canteen, and as Claire drinks, she comments that the liquid inside is extremely sour. As the two chat, Ethan tells Claire that he wants her to be sure about the others taking her baby and that they are good people. Kate and Russo catch up to her, and Claire begins to frantically run ahead through the undergrowth, searching for something as the rain tumbles down. As she pulls on some leaves, she uncovers a camouflage material, and with Kate pulls it away, revealing the set of the Dharma hatch doors. The three women stand in amazement, and pulling the doors open, find a stairwell leading down. Kate retrieves some flashlights, and the three begin exploring the station. Claire heads to the nursery room from her memories, which she finds now is mostly bare. Kate investigates a locker room where she finds torn clothes and a hat very similar to what worn by the bearded man who took Walt from the raft. We're going to have to take the boy. She then opens a case which contains, amongst other items, some theatrical glue and a fake beard. As Claire continues examining the nursery, she finds the sock that she recalls crocheting, causing her to remember the teenage girl who saved her from the others. And then at night, a teenage girl awakes Claire, who tells her to be quiet. She says that Claire has to get out of there and tells her that the others are planning to cut her baby out of her. As a drug, Claire struggles, crying for Ethan. The girl uses chloroform to knock Claire unconscious, and Claire blacks out. She is told, "One day you'll thank me for this." The three women now converge on the medical examination room. They open the fridge, which Claire remembers was the place Ethan kept the vaccine he would inject her with. However, finding it empty, Claire relinquishes her hope of finding a cure for Aaron. Turning to Danielle Russo, she shouts that she must know where it is, and then she looks at her scratched arm, which results in the final part of her missing time being recalled, in which she remembers Danielle Russo saving her. Claire wakes up in the jungle where she hears Ethan, who is with the others, shouting for her. Russo emerges from the dark, pleading for her to keep quiet as Claire repeats that she's sure about giving her baby. Russo puts her hand over Claire's mouth and a struggle ensues between the two, during which Claire badly scratches Russo. Her response is to knock Claire down, rendering her unconscious by hitting her with the butt of her rifle. With her memories now fully restored, Russo explains to Claire that she carried her back across the island to her camp, rightly leaving her where she thought she would be found. She moves to leave, explaining that Claire wasn't the only one who did not find what they were looking for. After returning Claire and Kate to a closer position in the camp, Russo says that this is as far as I go. However, before she leaves, Claire comments that a young girl with blue eyes helped her, just like Danielle Russo did. Although there is no guarantee to Russo that the girl was Alex, it gives her some comfort that her daughter may still be alive and well. I completely lost my place here. With the partying sentiment that she hopes Aaron is not infected, but that if he is, Claire must do what must be done, and then Russo departs. Echo is granted his private moment with Henry Gale. During this time, a placid Echo confesses to Henry Gale that he killed two others on his first night on the island, and admits that he is sorry for his actions, asking for forgiveness. And then Echo pulls out his dagger, using it to cut off two small bundles of hair he has grown on his chin. Jack examines Aaron, informing Claire that his fever is gone. A much relieved Claire thanks him for his efforts and then gives Aaron the sock that she made for him. With tears in her eyes, she tells Aaron that she wanted them to take him, but now she has realized that they were destined to be together, telling him that she loves him and the two share a caring moment together. Jack enters Henry Gale's cell, offering him some food. Jack reveals that he heard an earlier conversation about authors. Henry comments about Jack calling the shots. Locke immediately disagrees, saying that he and Jack make mutual decisions. However, as he leaves the cell, John angrily throws cutlery from the counter. Henry's words hit closer to home than Locke would like to admit, and that's what ends this episode of Lost. So obviously, the episode was a little slow. It was good, but it was slow. I'm going to give it an 8.0 out of 10. My lips are so dry reading all this stuff. Claire is the character of the episode. Russo is the secondary character. And then I put Echo just because the scene with him cutting his things of hair was kind of weird. But it's Russo and Claire in this episode. So you've heard everything that I have to say. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of Lost and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please make sure that you Hulk smash the like button right now. Share the video with a friend. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this episode of Lost. What would you rate it, and whom would you choose as characters of the episode? Obviously, Claire episode. it's going to be Claire and somebody else. You'll be interacting with me and the legendary Crazy Coffee Man, so just remember that, and no spoilers past this episode. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button. If you're watching the video anyway, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special, and you never know what you're going to see on JDAB TV.